Good day, everybody. Icy here. I'm going to try and make this one kind of brief. I live near Niagara Falls, about 20 miles, 25 miles away. And we just had today an explosion on the Rainbow Bridge. And it brings the act of terrorism a lot closer to home than it should be. But I'm going to speak about a couple of things, and we'll see how they go, because somebody's responsible, and somebody has been dropping the ball, and somebody has been openly ignoring the warnings. And let me explain. The U.S.-Canadian border is constantly having traffic going in and out, very similar to the U.S. southern border down in Tijuana or in Brownsville, Texas. So you have a large influx in and out of people. Problem with the one here on the Canadian side is it is generally just people going back and forth to work, or tractor trailers delivering goods back and forth. You rarely have issues with illegals. Rarely. It does happen. Good example were all those illegal Chinese personnel they caught coming through the northern border. But here's what you need to, we really need to focus on. The border could be more secure. Now, who's in charge of the border? The same person I have been complaining about for a couple of years now, Alejandro Mayorkas, who repeatedly ignores the questions from Congress and repeatedly says that the border is secure and we are doing everything and we just need more money. You don't need more money. You need to finish the wall. You need to stop allowing illegals to come in and be processed. You need to immediately place them on buses, planes, and ship them back. There's no reason for them to have to go through a legal process and they're claiming asylum or whatever. The law was, unless you guys distorted it in D.C. once again, that you have to seek asylum at the first country you go into after leaving your native country. That is where you seek asylum. You do not traverse through 3, 4, 5, 6 different countries just to come to the United States and then to say, oh, I need asylum. No, it doesn't work that way. That's illegal. That should not be happening. And anyone coming into this country illegally, as of right now, especially now, should be immediately just turned around and sent back. And there is no... I don't have any sympathy for these people whatsoever. I'm sorry. I lost my sympathy a long time ago with almost 9 million within 2 years. Now, how many people were on the terror watch list that Mayorkas and even Christopher Wray, the director of the FBI, they have no knowledge of where these people are. They came through the border, but now they don't know where they're at. So these two people, along with our border czar, which is the Vice President, Kamala Harris, and our President, Commander-in-Chief, Joe Biden. These 4 people are now responsible for the explosion on the Rainbow Bridge between Niagara Falls and Canada. They are responsible because they openly refuse to enforce the law, protect the nation. Their job paramount is to protect the citizens of this country. That is the very first thing they are supposed to do as people working for the citizens of this country. They are not supposed to ignore the law, distort the law, bend the law. They are supposed to enforce the law. And that means securing the border. That means preventing illegals from coming here. And they are supposed to make sure they protect the American citizens, which they are not doing as of right now. The other problem you have is you have all these pro-Palestinian refugees, Palestinian refugees actually, that came here under President Obama. Now, why? Number one, Palestine has never been a country. It's only been a city. In the area of Judea, during the time of the ancient Romans had a hard-on for the Jewish religious leaders that were in Jerusalem at the time. So what did they do? They decided to name the entire area Palestine, just as in an effort just to tick them off. They wanted to aggravate the Jewish settlers, people who lived there. Palestine was never a country, never has been a country, and at the present rate, the way they act, there will never be a country. Now, could they take over Gaza and make it into a country? Yes, they could, provided they have to get rid of Hamas. They have to apprehend every member of Hamas and turn them over to Israel. They also have to break all ties with Iran, and they also have to break all ties with support coming from Hezbollah, which is another terrorist organization. It is time for if these people want peace. Now, Israel has told them time and again, we don't want to fight any of you. We want to live in peace. We want to trade, be neighbors. But since you elected Hamas to lead your so-called country, you are responsible for the actions. So now we have a possible, I don't know who these terrorists are, these two people that blew up on the Rainbow Bridge are, but based upon what's going on in this country today, I am going to assume that they are pro-Hamas, pro-Palestine. And if that's the case, then the other thing that the people in this government here in the United States should consider is every one of these Palestinian refugees, ship them back. Think about it. If Egypt, the country of Egypt, does not want any Palestinian refugees coming into their country because they consider them unstable, why the heck are we bringing them into this country? We have enough problems with the people coming up from Latin America. We don't need to be importing terrorists from the Middle East, too. At this rate, we're not going to have a country within the next couple of years. But I'm just one voice. I'm only speaking my piece. I hope people listen to what I say. I can't force no one to listen. But I can say this. History has always repeated itself. Our education system refuses to teach history. Well, look at what's happening to us today because no one wanted to learn from history. I blame everything that is happening in this country right now on politicians that are sucking up to radical groups for financial support. And I blame all the learning institutions in the United States because they hire radical instructors. This is all on you guys. You changed the course of the nation by teaching radicalism, teaching lies, distorting the truth, all to appease a few. ICY out.